of the players is reconnecting so that the lag won't bother the gameplay. Hopefully Pikoy would make it into a series, but the night is young and it's just game number 1 in favor of the Terran player. It is really, well, it is really hard for players, Terran players, to stabilize their setup at the early game. But in comparison to the Protoss players, the Protoss can easily send harassments to delay the progress of the Terran player. But as we all know, once the Terran player stabilizes his position in the map, the game would be a different setup. I could give any... I could opt to give tips and based on observations because we are seeing everything in the map, so we can give advices, but we need to be impartial here because we are the casters. And we are now going in to game number 2 at Polaris Rhapsody, only here at 2kChamp Showmatch, brought to you by Sir Nobluff. Let's get hype, let's get hype. Loading. Loading lang. Let's go. Here we go, here we go. Again, spawning. Okay, Tagalogin natin. Mula sa hilagang kanlurang bahagi ng ating mapa, ang dilaw na Protoss, give it up for Pikoy. At ang kanyang kalaban mula sa Timog Silangan, Southeast. Let's go. Southeast Asia Terrans, JL7. Now, Polaris Rhapsody is a 2-player map. As you can see, there are cross spawns and there is no there's no fort spawn here because it would be a bit crazy if that would happen. So the common setup for our players in this scenario is take the natural and take either of the thirds in this position, and from then on the map's most contested places would be these areas, the last extended bases with the 2 gases each. But usually games end before the players take those 2 gas bases. Julius Egman, who's gonna win? Norbert Nikolai J. Bernay. Let's go. Thank you, my dude. Where is... That's that, right? Moderation. I'm looking for the inside now. No, that's not it. So as we can see, our Terran player just ramping up his production and creating a barracks at the top side again. Now Pikoy moving to scout this area, which he shouldn't have scouted. That would be a waste of time in scouting. But if he would do a proxy, that would be a different story. That would definitely be a different story. Now, Pikoy entering the Terran player's site, Terran player's base. On the other hand, one gate is the name of the game for our yellow Protoss at the moment. Both players at around the same worker count. JL7, Pikoy, a bit of a reconnection problem. Now, you can see that it's a 2 racks again for JL7. So he's really opting for that high marine medic count. In the current meta or normal cases, in the recent StarCraft, if you look at the recent StarCraft um, tournaments, this is not a common scene. So, in the early days, yes, this is very common. The 2 racks expand or 2 racks fact. But nowadays, pro players and players using the meta would usually just play with 1 racks for defense, early defense for in case the Protoss player opts for a 2 Dragoon push, 1 Dragoon or 2 Dragoon push until such time that they can go out with the siege mode. On the other hand, another thing to note is that pro players usually utilize factory builds immediately, vulture pushes, two factory fake double factory pushes, or siege tank pushes with vulture harassment, or just pure vultures. That is the early game setup for our Terrans most of the time whenever they're playing against Protoss players. But as we can see, JL7 opting for a more conventional setup. JL7 putting his first Marine immediately, the Marathoner Marine, winning the marathon to the mineral line of his opponent, and now shooting at the gateway of our yellow Protoss. Pikoy still doesn't have any units at the fray. Now JL7 decided it would be a waste of time if I'll use my Marine to kill this gateway, which is tasered to death by our trusty probes. Tasered to death by our trusty probes. Jacob Lagman, Julius Agman, the GOAT. Yes, sir. Now 2 Marines falling down, one in the hands of probes, and one in the hands of our Protoss Dragoon here at the main base of our Protoss player. Now, the first game, Pikoy was our aggressor. Now, JL7 is the one trickling units one at a time at the base of our Protoss player, which I think is not a good decision. Okay, let me just check my audio because I think my sound's too high. No, my sound's not too high. There we go. Okay, scan confirming if there's a second base. Apparently there is not. And as you can see, gateway and cybernetics core immediately pumped, with a robotics facility being warped from the base of Ayer. You can see here thank you, liker. I couldn't see who's liking or who's commenting because I turned off the Facebook. I call this Facebook. Let's do the alert box. We'll just do the alert box for a bit. Now, a big move out, JL7 with 4. It's not really a big move out because these are just 4 Marines and 2 Medics. In up against 3 Dragoons, a Zealot, and a high ground ramp. So I don't think JL7 should be moving outside at the moment, but that's just my opinion. JL7 can do whatever he thinks is gonna win him the game. Definitely. So a bit of a lag for our player. 2 more Marines. 2 more Marines running forward. And as you can see, the medic at the front. These medics are really strong. They have a heart of gold because they're the one marching to the front lines instead of their Marine counterparts. 3 Dragoons can easily defend 4 Marines. Now add that 4 Dragoons and adding Robo support bay. So we will see a shuttle reaver gameplay from Pikoy sooner or later. Now JL7, a bunker. I don't know if this bunker has Marines inside of it, but we will see. We will see. Marines. Okay. So a Marine diving at the front, immediately massacred by these 5 Dragoons. Now this shuttle just waiting for his passenger, which should be a Reaver incoming. Now Pikoy, the chat so lag. Yeah, you build the stuff. And JL7 just running his Marine, slowly getting slaughtered by photon cannons attached to limbs, which are your Dragoons. Ladies and gentlemen, both players just hanging around on their bases. Two Marines, 2 racks, eBay, and Terran Factory. Again, this is the conventional way, but now the meta revolves around rushing for factories. You can see at around 7 minutes, there should be around 2 or 3 factories, 1 with an attachment and 1 without, 2 without. For the attachments are for upgrades, mainly for vultures and siege tank, unless the opponent is opting for, what's that unit again? It's not. Is it the scout? I think it's the scout. So the scout, you won't see a scout here at the moment. Oh, look what we have here! Pikoy! Ninja base, a masterful ninja base, and I think JL7 has no idea about this. Pikoy just playing safely at the top of his ramp, knowing that the Terran cannot push up, and giving a hint that he has no base because, quote unquote, he's playing to the contain of our Terran player. Now, Zealot, seeing that there's a siege tank at the front, will chase it, won't be able to do much damage before perishing. JL7 positioning himself to siege this area. Now, as we can see, Observer! Observer! You should run! No! Observer! Okay. Observer almost died and that scan happened. Now, JL7 sending an SCV at the front lines. Now, Reaver seeing Pikoy seeing everything that is happening right now. Immediately pouncing to that SCV. You shouldn't attack the SCV. You should attack the tank. Why are you attacking the tank? Why aren't you attacking the tank? Very good. Pikoy, good maneuver. Now it is a Reaver and Dragoon Massacre immediately in favor of our yellow Protoss. Shuttle, you should use your shuttle, Sir Pikoy. Now, a siege tank at the front. Oh my god, this is a ballsy siege tank. Oh, one shot to Dragoon, kills another one. MVP siege tank stops the push of our yellow Protoss. Now, Reaver scampering his Caterpillar body to go to the ride, but the ride says no. Mamaya na tayo umalis. Chill lang muna tayo. Observers being micro to the front. More siege tank being positioned at the fray. Scans confirming. I don't know where the scan hit. Where did the scan hit? Sheesh! Now, 2 siege tanks. At hindsight, they're chunky units. They can go toe-to-toe with Dragoons when you do normal damage with them. Oh, look what you got here. 5 Marines and Medic at the front. But JL7 doesn't have an idea that there's a ninja base at the northeast side of Dragoon. 4 Marines now at the map. We can see that tayo observer Marines and medics marching to the fray. Now there's 2 siege tank being positioned at the base of our Protoss player. Now this would give Pikoy a false sense of JL7 a false sense that he's containing his opponent, but Pikoy, move your Dragoon out. No, there's, oh my god, there's no vision for our Terran player, but now slowly but surely our Terran player would harass with the Reaver and defend with the Reaver. No man will, oh my god, Pikoy, you should move now. You should attack this Dragoon. What are you doing? Move forward, Reaver at the front. Oh no, JL7 is having a day of his life. Oh, the Reaver. Is the Reaver the MVP? Yes, it is the MVP at the moment. Reaver killing everything at the front. And there's even a siege tank. But it is a tie for both players. Now the Reaver at this Proto Shuttle is not yet harassing the Terran player at the moment, so JL7 still has time. Hasn't really acquired the main base of our Terran player hasn't really acquired his second base. If Pikoy can hold for long, this ninja base would be of importance and advantage to our Protoss player, but will he be able to stop the relentless push of our Terran? Another 2 tanks incoming at the fray. Will we see? Oh my god, I think Pikoy is lacking gateways at the moment. Gateways or at least robotics facility. He's not side blocked at the moment, and he should have the upper hand. Now a scout, a Terran raid spotting the Proto Shuttle, and the Reaver goes down with it. JL7 cementing his position. Yawa, di ba drop ang units? Says Pikoy, why can't he drop the units? This is so lame. But now JL7 Still not pushing. All is not lost for Pikoy as long as he can defend this base. And JL7 not attacking his base. We will see what's going to develop sooner or later. I think JL7 is quite confident in his position at the moment because he is quote unquote containing the opponent, but JL7 doesn't know. Does he know? JL7, does he know that there's a ninja base? I don't think he knows it. Now, Pikoy immediately opening Stargate, adding more photon cannon just to buy more time. Just to buy more time. That is a good decision, Pikoy. Now, Siege Tank pushing forward once again. And where is the scan being used? Scan being used at the main base of our Protoss player. Scans landing everywhere. This is quite a defended area now. You can't push up without dying, but they can brute force this. They can brute force this setup. Gateway, Citadel of Doom being researched. Pikoy has too much of a, what do you call this? Oh, okay, Pikoy transitioning to the most hated composition of Terrans all around the world, the Stargate play. Now we can see because of the influx of the minerals and gases of Pikoy due to the lag, I think he thinks that it's quite capable for a 3-star gate play. Oh, another Stargate. I think this is too much for Pikoy. Now, Marines shooting at the fray. Now, oh my god. Rates for spotters. I knew it. The rates would be sent to the fray. And now, JL7 knows what's up. Pikoy caught with his pants down with just this 2 Marine and Medic that can easily be killed by the probes if he wants to. And yes, here we see the March of the Probes. The March of the Probes! Now, cannons being erected at the front. And the Medic perishes, as so do the Marine. Now, JL7, what would be his reaction at the moment? JL7 continuing to produce. Supply-wise, 48 out of 68 compared to the 59-61 Sai of our Protoss players. Scouts produce at the front. 2 scouts. Well, they can easily overpower this. Gateways not being produced. Probes put at the main land, but they're not doing anything. This is probably misclick of. This would be a misclick of waypoints. That would be a misclick of waypoints. Now, scout play for our Protoss player. Would it be enough to break through the contain of our? But they're not doing anything. This is contain of our Terran. Now, these scouts, do they have cloak? Yes, they have cloak. Oh my god, Pikoy doesn't have any cannons. These scouts are in grave danger. Oh my god, Pikoy, you can't fight what you can't see. Run! Evacuate! Evacuate! Oh my god, all these expensive air units. Run! And now the pylons are being warped. Okay. Pikoy has contained himself. I think it's because of the lag. He should cut this out, and you know, just 2 zealots, 2-3 zealots is more than enough to dive forward this siege line. And immediately, okay, there's 3. There we go. 3 scouts versus 3 raids. I think the raids has the power to withstand. And now the battle is turned around. The scouts raining through the skies. Pikoy getting that win on the air battle. Now, Raid Fleet going back to their bases. They can heal, but they won't fight anytime soon. This base is covered by a lot of pylons. You know, just a drop, a zealot drop, more gates would be enough to wreck this. Drop ship with what? 1, 2, or 3, just even 1 or 2 zealot would immediately decimate the siege line because they can shoot. There's a specific margin for those players that are new to StarCraft. There's a specific margin or area where the siege tank can't shoot his bullet or missile. And now the raids are being called back. Now missile turret being produced. It should he should stop this. He should stop this, and yes, he will succeed. No, don't shoot at the turret. Don't shoot at the turret. No. Pikoy, what have you done? Oh no, Pikoy. Pikoy. JL7 with a commanding lead at the moment, but macro-wise, Pikoy is still in great shape with this second base untouched. He can easily overpower this. Pikoy is just uncomfortable with the lag at the moment, but as soon as the lag clears out, it would be a battle of the ages. Now more raids incoming for our Terran player. Getting feisty, ready to move out. The Terran's trying to push forward, inching closer and closer to the Protoss base. Now, Terran Scout, seeing that there's another SCV at this, Scouts aren't the best harassing units in the game. Yes, they can. Oh my god. Siege tank at the front. Now Dragoons need to be pulled to the front as well. And they can clear this out. They can clear this out. Don't be scared. It's just 3. It's just 3. Okay. JL7, base without anything defending it, will be spotted by Pikoy, and Pikoy will start to harass Science Vessel at the fray. Oh my god! Just in time, JL7 didn't know that there would be a battle cruiser incoming for our 10 player, but JL7 not paying attention to his base. And now the raids are coming back to fight another day. Haha, you have no power here because we are invisible. Quite literally. Now the BC marching in to the fray. Slowly but surely. Commander, what are we doing? We are battling. We're gonna shoot some lasers to people. Yes, sir. Engage. And now the fleet of JL7, guys, is ready and poised to end the second game. Will Pikoy be... Oh! Pikoy has carriers now, but will the carriers be in time in the battle? Or will the BC reign over the skies? We will find out. Dragoons has to defend to this battle cruiser. The battle cruiser tanking all of the cannon shots. And now the Dragoons are being used to chase that battle cruiser. Oh no! The battle cruiser operational. Now where are the carriers? The carriers are not being used. The carriers are not being used. The scouts are not being used. What is happening, Pikoy? I know it is lag, but one click A move to this area, you can easily decimate this army. JL7 has all the time in the world, but look at our production tab, our production units, our production machines here. 1 BC, two starports, 3 starports, yeah. 3 starports, science facility, and 2 racks and 1 factory. Well, it's a good transition. Now we will see an action coming to our game. Marching forward, the fleet of destruction, Pikoy, ready for round 2. Will he go for the base race, or he will deny this Terran player's advances? Will this attack pull JL7 back to his base, or will Pikoy successfully go for the base race? And the base race is on, ladies and gentlemen. Pikoy pushing forward to the middle line, attacking that missile turret, and now the rates are coming back. There is no, oh my god, there is no, what do you call this? There is no detectors for this army. But does the rate have energy? Do they have energy? Yes, they have energy. 90 energy. And now the rates are attacking the carriers one at a time. Battle cruisers incoming, but it didn't stand a chance. Just as it pops out, it goes down immediately. Now Scout still raining to the skies, attacking all the SCVs, but the rates are just too strong for a counter. And the Protoss fleet decimated in that engagement. If only there's an observer, this would have been a better battle for our yellow Protoss. Now his advantage for the hidden base is now gone. Both players has a second base, but this base of JL7 is not fully mined out. And he's also acquiring his own ninja base. Not really a ninja base, because this is the side of JL7, basically. We're just waiting for the GG to be announced sooner or later. Sooner or later. Siege tank slowly pushing forward, inching closer and closer to the Protoss base. Battle cruisers shooting, and spotting for these Terran tanks. GG is called. JL7 with a commanding 2-0 lead. I thought he wouldn't be able to close out that game, but boy, we are in for a treat. JL7 showing who's boss in that game number 2. Now, we are just in game number 2. Will the internet gods favor our player, our Protoss player Pikoy, or will the god of luck and competition smile upon our Terran JL7? We will find out on the next map, which is, what is the next map? Our next map would be Ascension to Heaven.